Today we're going to be answering 10 questions about Bloons TD6 from my Discord. My friends are always so impressed by how good I am at this game and constantly pester me with questions, so today I'm going to turn their questions into content. I'll be answering more questions in the future, so look out for that and join my Discord if you have any questions yourself. Question 1. Does XX3 Village make Bana farms generate more Banas? Well, the third tier bottom path village increases the cash you get from popping a Bloon from 1 cash to 1.5 cash, which means that it doesn't actually affect farms. Not all hope is lost though. If you buy the tier 4 bottom path, that will actually increase the efficiency of your farms by 20%. The 4th tier is only about 3k more than the 3rd tier, so you only need to spend a little bit more to get what you're looking for. So yeah, the 3rd tier farm doesn't actually increase the efficiency of your farms, but you can just go ahead and upgrade it to a 4th tier to get what you're looking for. Question 2. Yo, if I give Psy an Alk buff, does that work? Psy's whole deal is their global range mind attack, which vibrates Bloons to death, so they don't damage in the traditional manner. This means that the increased damage and range of the Alk buff don't help them at all. However, the area of effect attack that they get at level 4 will actually gain more pierce when Alk buffed, making this marginally useful. Still though, the benefits of the extra pierce are pretty situational and usually not worth going for in a normal game. Question 3. How do I deal with the rock Bloons from Dread Bloon? Rock Bloons seem tough to deal with at first, since they have lots of health and spawn rapidly. It's important to remember that these Bloons are considered both Moabs and ceramics, meaning they take extra damage from towers that give extra Moab or ceramic damage. Towers like Spike Storm or Moab Maulers will shred rock Bloons to bits. Top Path Glue is also a solid option in a pinch. Just remember that rock Bloons are immune to whatever class Dread Bloon is currently immune to. Question 4. Does X2X Buck count as magic? I hear the error sound purple Bloons make, and I wasn't using any magic monkeys at the time. I just assume it's like Gwen's attacks. Actually, this is a common misconception. Purple Bloons aren't immune to magic attacks, they're immune to energy, plasma, and fire damage. Energy damage comes from magical attacks like the wizard monkey's main attack, plasma damage comes from plasma, and fire damage comes from fire. Makes sense. Since the Buccaneer's flaming grape attack deals fire damage, purple Bloons are immune to it. Question 5. Thoughts on Wing Monkey targeting? Wing Monkey targeting is unlocked with a Monkey Knowledge point and allows Monkey Aces to independently seek out and fly alongside Bloons. Wing Monkey targeting is really only useful on maps without good spots to put Aces or multi-line tracks that are far apart from each other. Otherwise, it does about the same or even worse than normal targetings, so most of the time just stick to 8 and Infinite. Question 6. How good is Permaspike anyway, and what crosspath is best? Well, despite receiving numerous nerfs throughout the years, Permaspike remains one of the best towers in the game. It is a go-to tower on any single lane map and will hard carry with even the most basic of defenses. Interestingly, the two crosspaths perform so similarly that their differences are not too impactful, and using either will yield good results. The 205 crosspath has lead popping by default and each stack has more spikeage to it. The 025 crosspath spits out spikes faster, making it synergize more with outbuff. At the end of the day, it really comes down to your personal preference. Question 7. How good is XX5 Ice? I'm using it and it's really nice. Icicle Impale is one of the most efficient stalls in the game, slowing Moabs by up to 90% with decent pierce and attack speed as well. Impale's only weakness is that the save up for it isn't great, but by the time you'd be needing it in the 80s or 90s, you should have a solid defense built up anyway. Something to note is that the Icicle Impale on its own will not be able to hit leads and DDTs, so you either want to go for the 205 crosspath for the lead popping power or buy an MIB if you want the faster shooting 025 crosspath. Question 8. Best C path for the 0x0 mortar. For the middle path mortar, you're gonna want to go for the top C path because the extra damage is way more useful than the Bernie stuff, and the larger radius basically makes up for the worse accuracy of the default mortar targeting. Honestly, I don't think there's a single scenario where a 0x2 mortar does better than a 2x0 mortar. Question 9. Does Cripple Moab cripple boss Bloons? Although the 5th tier sniper can't actually stall boss Bloons, it can apply its debuff, making bosses take +5 damage from any attack. This makes it and other debuff towers like Gluestorm and Super Brittle very useful for boss events. This also is true for Bad Bloon, so use this tower if you're looking for extra Bad Bloon DPS. And lastly, is 050 glue ability better or worse than 050 ice? Although they may seem similar at first, these towers actually serve different purposes. The Middle Path Ice is primarily a stalling tower, and the Middle Path Blue is used for its weakening debuff. If you are looking for a good panic ability or a permafrosted Moab Bloons, go for the Absolute Zero Monkey. And if you are looking to get extra damage out of your towers or wanting to remove the lead property from DDTs, use Glue Storm. Something to keep in mind is that you can only use one type of glue at a time, so you can't use Moab Glue or Bloon Sulfur with the Glue Storm. Remember to buy a 4XX village with whatever tower you end up going with for that sweet cooldown bonus and extra range. Well, that about wraps it up. Thank you for getting this far. This video was a lot of fun to put together, and it means a lot that you maybe enjoyed it too. It's important to remember that Bloons TD6 is a currently supported game and receives balancing changes all the time. Since what I say now might not be true in the future, consider subscribing to stay up to date. If you have any questions, check the video description or my channel bio for the Discord link. Once again, thank you for watching.